Hello everyone, my name is Poulyana Pazand-Srouji, and I would like to take an opportunity to extend my appreciation and gratitude to Shameran Media, who have invited me to join all of you to read a children's book that I recently published earlier this year. The name of the book is called I Prayed, God Answered, and I hope you enjoy it. For years, Mommy P would stay up late at night praying to God for a baby and hoping that one day God would answer her prayers. Mommy P would read the Bible. Her favorite verse was 1 Samuel 1:27, which read, I prayed for this child and the Lord has granted me what I have asked of him. And so God gave her what her heart desired, a baby boy. A few years passed and it was a cold, windy fall afternoon. Mommy P and little Noah were walking through the park, bundled up and holding hands, when little Noah stopped and said, Mommy, how did I come home? Mommy P paused and guided little Noah to a bench where they sat down. She said, it was the best day ever. Little Noah said, really? It was the best day? Mommy P nodded as she began to get teary-eyed, thinking about that special day. I prayed for you for years and asked God to answer my prayers, Mommy P said. In bed at night, I would close my eyes and dream of the day when I could hold you. My favorite verse from the Bible is 1 Samuel 1:27, which reads, I prayed for this child, and the Lord has granted me what I have asked of him. Everywhere I went, I would see other mommies with their children, holding hands, playing, and hugging. I longed for the day when I would get to hold you and do the same thing. Mommy P stood up. She took little Noah's hand and began to walk. So when did I come? Little Noah asked. It was a long time until you came. It got harder as the years went by, Mommy P said. Was it that hard, Mommy? It was very hard, but I knew that God had plans for me, so I trusted in Him and remained patient. For every month that passed, it got harder as I was waiting patiently for you. I waited and waited through every season of every year. Why didn't God give me to you if He knew you were waiting for so long? Little Noah asked. Because He knew when the time was right to give you to me. Did you ever cry? Yes, I did, but I trusted that God had a bigger plan for us. Why did God have to give you a baby? Because sometimes mommies need God's help to have a baby. Where is my other mommy who had me? God had other plans for her, so she trusted in Him that you were going to be loved. I know that she prayed that He would give you to a good family with a mommy who would love and take care of you. God answered both of our prayers, little Noah, Mommy P said. So, Mommy, how did I come home? God called one day and said, you have a beautiful baby boy, and his name will be Noah. When I brought you home, I held you in my arms with happy tears in my eyes and said, welcome home, little Noah. Mommy, do you love me? I love you every time I wake up in the morning and go to bed at night. I love you in between, with every breath I take and with every beat of my heart. You are my son, and I am your mommy now and forever. Little Noah reached out with a big hug and said, "Mommy, I love you." All of a sudden, the wind settled and the sun began shining out from the clouds. Mommy P and little Noah looked in each other's eyes silently and knew that this was a sign from God. At that very moment, a special bond was created that would last in their hearts forever. The end. I hope you enjoyed this book. It's called I Prayed, God Answered. This book is centered around hope, faith, and love. And if you're interested in purchasing a copy, my book is available via Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Thank you so much, and God bless all of you.
سلام عليكم كشغانة يودعد شميران. أنا إيوان شميران هنا. وذي بتقرين خكتاوة قاتوخن شمو جوجو and the Incredible Ask. أي ستوري إلى بس خيال السورة شمو جوجو وأومن ديتي إلى Santa Claus أي شيتا. So خزخ دخيبتويا. جمن شاريان. Anytime I say this word ماسيتو شتيتو من شتيتوخن. So make sure you're listening really carefully. It was not long ago, in late December, that a miracle took place, one to remember. It all started when I made a wish, not for a toy or a pet, but one that just fit. Inside the house, next to the tree, I sat by the fireplace and whispered quietly, "Dear Santa, all I want for Christmas is to say words clearly. I've got one thing on my list, to be able to speak like everyone else and just as quick. I can't find my words and I can't say them fast enough. It makes me sad and it makes talking tough. I want to recite a rhyme and say it out loud, not feel flustered but confident and proud." "Okay kids, it's time to write your letter to Santa," my mom announced. My siblings ran over from the other side of the house. "I want a doll and a purse to go with it," my sister insisted. My brother shouted, "I want a bulldog with a spiked collar. I'll name him Tiger and we'll play for hours." "Well, son," my mother advised, "be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it, and you need to make sure you take care of it and feed it and pet it." Just then suddenly everyone looked at me. Here's all I could say and all I could think. I want a toy," I responded with a smile and a wink. But Santa knew what I had written in the note. He knows what I really think. We folded our letters and sealed them with excitement, then left them by the front door ready to be sent. That night, all three of us slept by the tree, my brother, my sister, and me. When over at the fireplace, I heard a shuffle. I sprang up from my sleep to see what was the trouble. "What was that?" I said out loud. Everyone was sleeping, no one awake to be found. Out from the garland that was spread across the mantel emerged a tiny figure, magical in nature. I knew in a moment that it was an elf. Even with his small stature, he quickly climbed down from his shelf. "Ring-a-ding-ding," he said to me. You can speak?" I stuttered. "Yes, I can speak," he mocked me. He had a sense of humor and it kind of shocked me. "I don't have much time. Listen, my name is Morty, and I'm here to chat about your wish to Santa." I just wish I could speak like everyone else, just as clear and quick. There's nothing more I ask for this year from good old Saint Nick." Morty the elf walked towards the front door. He asked me to open it and stand on the porch. "I want you to know what you're asking for. It's not a doll or a pup, a trinket or a toy. Your wish can be granted from within yourself. Jojo, you can make that happen, not from Santa or an elf. Now listen to me. I want you to close your eyes and take a deep breath. Next, think about the next word you want to say. Imagine the word in your mind before you say it. Readers, I want you all right now to take a deep breath. Ready? Go. As we stood outside on that cold winter's night, I took a deep breath and I wanted to recite. But then I forgot my words, my thoughts. What was I going to say? I totally forgot. I ran back inside and slammed the front door, angry that I couldn't think anymore. There's no use. I'll never be able to recite a Christmas poem or say grace. And just like that, Morty the elf vanished without a trace. Christmas Eve came and by just like a flash. I wasn't sure I'd get my wish. I was nervous, in fact. The house filled with friends and family, and there was plenty of laughter, food, and candy. Upon the dining table lay a feast of food. As my mother looked at me, she announced from the entire room, "Jojo, can you say a few words about Christmas?" And I, in my surprise, and I, in my fright, stopped to think for a second, took a deep breath, and then began to recite.
The angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them. And they were sore afraid. And the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord.
With cheers and applause from across the crowd, I realized I was not stuttering, but I was reciting it out loud. I said every word loud and clear. I had done it. I had finally done it this year. From the corner of my eye, I thought I saw Morty the elf running between the sea of people and out the front door. I chased him outside and looked around. Nothing was there but something sticking out of the ground. Fallen from the mailbox was my letter to Santa, which had never been mailed out. Ring-a-ding-ding! I heard a voice behind me. Perched on top of the roof were Morty and his reindeer. I don't understand. Why wasn't my letter sent out as planned? Mistakes happen, kid. Looks like that plan was canned. But your wish came true. You didn't need Santa to read that letter. You believed you could, so you made yourself better. Just know that everyone has challenges to work through. Yours just may take a second or two. Nobody is perfect, so don't be so hard on yourself. Take it from me, I'm a fun-sized elf. Even though I'm small, I can build the biggest toys of them all. Morty, are you from New York City by chance? I asked. Me? No. I'm just from the North Pole, and I'm just trying to be the best elfin elf I can be. When Christmas came, my sister got a doll, and my brother got his puppy. There was one box left with my name on it. How'd I get so lucky? Lo and behold, inside the box was an electronic microphone with a note attached. You can have all the toys in the world fall into your lap, but confidence is the best thing you can unwrap. Just then I heard the sound of sleigh bells ringing outside. Ring-a-ding-ding! Echoed through the sky. I looked out the window as it would appear, a tiny elf and his tiny reindeer. I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, "Batteries are not included, so charge the mic overnight." And that's the story of Jojo and the Incredible Ask. It was all about him believing in himself, and the one thing that he really wanted from Santa was only something that he can do for himself. The thing I love about Jojo's character is that he really was able to slow down enough and really have his confidence within himself, and that's when he was able to recite the poem clearly and find his words. And I think that when we feel frustrated, when we're not communicating what we want to communicate, it can be really frustrating. So I'm really proud of Jojo for showing us that, you know, he can find that within himself and kind of overcome his problems. And it's okay if it takes time. It's okay. You can slow down enough and go easy on yourself, because everybody has something that they're working through. I love Jojo, and I hope you enjoyed the story. Thanks for letting me share it today. Idochen haobricha kulochun, and reishashita diochen haobricha, moro tolabi sebota uchedyuta bi kulochun, achnan miran eye chabra, Christmas, chamsha danate. I wonder, Budlawad is Santa Claus. Santa! Oh my gosh. Santa, Ayashita, أنا شويتن رابا هنالتا and وتوين درسي وبلختن شولي أني يالا سورتي نمشموية ورابا وينا هنانا right يالا؟ سانتا مشموية له وسانتا بروجة له سانتا يبرقى لا بلاخة في الشغلة بشينا سانتا اتلي رابا شولانة وأخذوا نشي هاودي هنانا and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Hanna Jaklen Alkyan, the author of A Lovebird Named Lucy. Bayantenon minta min Mariam Shamalta min Shameran Media kata pirsad balaqati kad avilan khadana Christmas virtual reading. بتشرينا خرزة بكريتة كتابة كاني A Lovebird Named Lucy kad bile published March عشيتا. خرطة برا كتابة ريلي تازخ قرخ لكتابة Jimmy Fallon 5 More Sleeps Till Christmas. So A Lovebird Named Lucy. Lucy was a lovebird with beautiful white, gray, and aqua blue feathers. She lived in California with other birds like her. They were young and without a home like Lucy, who was only 3 months old. Their mommies and daddies had gone, leaving the little birds to find a new loving home. Lucy sat in a cage at a bird show, watching people walk by, wondering if someone who would take her home. She heard people say hello and aren't you cute, but then walk away. Lucy's dream was to find a mommy who would love her and take good care of her. She imagined living in a beautiful home with a mommy who would let her fly freely through the house and into the backyard. She imagined singing sweet songs all day and into the night. Lucy was overjoyed when a beautiful young girl stopped in front of the cage. Lucy hopped around and flapped her wing excitedly, singing a joyful song. The girl said, "My name is Audrey. Can I be your mommy? Will you be my lovebird?" She was so warm and friendly that Lucy tweeted, "Yes, I want to come home with you." Audrey brought Lucy to her new home. She hopped around the floor and flew around the rooms. There were big rooms and small rooms. Outside were tall trees and bright green grass. "I love my new home," Lucy tweeted. Audrey fed Lucy delicious bread, eggs, and chicken. It was so yummy, Lucy would get excited and fly into the air with food in her beak, making a mess. "Sorry," Lucy tweeted. "It's okay, my little lovebird," Audrey giggled. Lucy followed Audrey everywhere. Whenever Audrey was doing her chores, Lucy would be right by her side. "Can I help?" she would tweet. Audrey would kiss Lucy, and Lucy would kiss her back. Sometimes Audrey and Lucy watched TV together. Their favorite shows were about animals and nature. Audrey invited her friends and family over to meet Lucy. She sat on the edge of a table and sang for them. Everyone clapped and exclaimed, "Lucy is a beautiful lovebird." One day, Audrey went to visit her grandparents and brought Lucy with her. She sat in her cage outside, enjoying the fresh air and bright sunshine. She enjoyed it so much that she pushed open the door to her cage and flew away. She flew high into the sky, wishing her mommy could see her. She flew over big houses, over rolling hills, down to a tree where she saw other birds. She tripped at them and they tripped back. "Don't you have a flock?" the other birds asked. No, I have a mommy, said Lucy. I live in a house. The other birds that lived in the wild didn't know what a house was. They imagined it must be delightful from what Lucy told them. I can sing for my mommy's friends and eat bread, eggs, and chicken. I get to listen to music too. Lucy said goodbye to her new friends and flew away. She flew and flew until she was tired. All this time she had no idea that her mommy was looking for her and was very worried. Lucy landed on a big roof that overlooked a valley. The sun was setting and she realized that her mommy was nowhere in sight. She flew east and west, landing on trees, bushes, and finally on the roof of a big house to see if her mommy was nearby. Meanwhile, Audrey was frantic looking for her sweet Lucy. She walked the streets calling out her name, hoping Lucy would hear her and fly back to her. She asked her friends and family to help her put signs up around the neighborhood asking for help to find her little bird. Lucy grew tired and scared as she realized she was lost. When the sun set, she found a warm spot to rest for the night. She would start searching for her home again in the morning. When Lucy woke up, she thought about how much she misses her mommy and where she should start looking for her. As she sat thinking, she heard a man calling out her name. Lucy, where are you, Lucy? Lucy was afraid. She didn't know this man or if the man would hurt her. He started to climb up the roof, so Lucy swooped down and bit him. Ouch! The man said, I'm trying to help you, little bird. Lucy flapped her wings and tweeted, I'm sorry, mister. I didn't know you were trying to help. I hope you're okay. I'm okay, said the man. My name is John, and that's my wife Maggie down there. We want to help you. Lucy tweeted again. She told John she had lost her mommy and couldn't find her way home. John tried to pick her up, but Lucy hopped away and flew into the sky over the neighborhood while John and Maggie called out, Come back, little bird, we want to help you. Lucy didn't know what to do. She was scared and alone and wanted to go home. She flew high into the sky, sailing through clouds and flapping her wings hard, searching for her home. Is that my home over there? She wondered. She flew closer, but no, it wasn't her home. Is that my home down by the water? She asked herself. She flew closer, but no, it wasn't her home. It was just a big rock. Lucy flew all day looking for her home. She flew to the mountains and out to the sea, but still couldn't find her mommy. She searched another day until she landed by a little cottage with bright flowers and soon fell asleep. She was weak and tired and needed to rest. When Lucy woke up, she saw John again, who reached out his hand and said, Don't worry, little one, we're going to find you a loving home. But I have a home, Lucy tweeted. My mommy Audrey is my home. John gently picked up Lucy, who decided to trust him. He wanted to bring her to a doctor to make sure she was okay and to get help in finding her a home. At the doctor's office, the doctor told Lucy, You're a very healthy little bird. Someone was taking good care of you. We'll find you a good home. But I have a home, Lucy tweeted. She hoped with all her might that her mommy would find her. It was not her mommy, but another girl who found Lucy at the doctor's. Her name was Rachel, and she was pretty and sweet, just like her mommy, Audrey. She told Lucy she would give her a new home. Come along, little bird, said Rachel warmly. In Rachel's home, Lucy was fed bread and birdseed. She missed her eggs and chicken. Lucy liked Rachel, and Rachel took good care of her, but she still wished that Audrey would find her. Meanwhile, Audrey, with friends and family by her side, searched high and low for Lucy. Everyone hoped that Lucy was safe and would find her way home. One bright morning, Lucy woke up and heard Rachel asking, "Is this your lovebird?" Then Lucy heard a familiar voice. When she looked up, she saw her mommy waving at her. With the help of friends, family, and a caring community, Audrey was able to find her Lucy. Lucy flapped her wings excitedly and flew across the room, landing on Audrey's shoulder. "Oh, you gave me a scare," Audrey cried. "I'm so glad I found you, my sweet Lucy." It had been 6 days since Audrey saw Lucy, almost an entire week. "I missed you so much," Lucy tweeted. Audrey brought Lucy home and fed her delicious food. Lucy felt loved and safe. Together again, Lucy and Audrey snuggled, watched their favorite TV shows, and sang their favorite song. Lucy was home for good and promised her mommy she would never fly again.
Hi everyone, this is Poulyana again, and today I am going to be reading to you "'Twas the Night Before Christmas", and it is written by Clement C. Moore. Let's begin. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap, when out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the crest of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below, when, what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver so lovely and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles, and his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the house stopped the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old self, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk. And laying his finger aside of his nose and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team, gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night." The end. Thanks again.
هذه بتشانيا بقراءة 5 More Sleeps Till Christmas by Jimmy Fallon. Just 5 more sleeps till Christmas. Can you believe it's here? I know that Santa's coming soon, 'cause I've been good all year. 5 more sleeps till Christmas. I'm not sure I can wait. I got good grades. I fed the dog. I even cleared my plate. Gary's chew toy, Peppy, is helping me count sheep, but it's not working. We're still up. We cannot fall asleep. Just 4 more sleeps till Christmas and a visit from Kris Kringle. The halls are decked. The tree is trimmed. The bells are being jingled. The cocoa is hot inside the mugs. The candy canes are crunched. The popcorn tin is empty, 'cause the popcorn's all been munched. Just 4 more sleeps and then it's here. I have to go to bed, but my vision of my favorite toys keep dancing in my head. Now it's 3 more sleeps till Christmas. I'm looking at the snow. I'm watching every snowflake, thinking 3 more sleeps to go. I'm cozy in my bed with lots of Christmas thoughts to think. Just 2 sleeps left when I wake up, but I can't sleep a wink. It's 2 more sleeps till Christmas. Why can't this day be done? If I can get just 1 more sleep, then we'll be down to 1. Just 2 more sleeps to get through. Then Christmas Day will break. Just one more sleep plus another sleep, but still I'm wide awake. One more sleep till Christmas. Is this day finally here? I put out Santa's cookies and the milk for his reindeer. I'm snuggled in pajamas and the stockings have been hung. The tree has been unplugged and all the carols have been sung. Just 1 sleep left till Christmas. The day is coming soon. And can it be? I think I saw a sleigh go past the moon. Today's finally Christmas. I run down to the tree. I can't believe it. Santa came. These gifts are all for me. Merry, Merry Christmas. It's really, truly here. And now I start the countdown. Only 364 more sleeps till next year. Itlihivi kat mubsimlochum bedaha qreta. Dagmeri, a lovebird named Lucy, u 5 more sleeps till Christmas. Kamsitun zonitun nun on Amazon u other major retailers. Qama khurza perqanne bayanidit kullokhun barkhanne خلد علىها شي تختا ويمليتا من بركاتي سلاماتوتا وخادوتا كلوخون بوشم شانا